Mark Leon Goldberg is host and founder of the Global Dispatches podcast and editor-in-chief of UN Dispatch, a blog about the UN and global affairs. He joins us live from Denver now. Welcome to the programme. So break it down a little bit for us, if you will. What was the main practical purpose of this meeting, in your view?
Well, the International Court of Justice, its rulings are intended to be binding, but it doesn't really have any way of enforcing its rulings, so countries can simply opt to ignore it without much consequence. The idea behind this meeting that was called by Algeria was to provide some political momentum to, in a way, compel Israel to abide by this ruling. But as the previous segment indicated, the ruling was interpreted in different ways by different member states, including the United States, who explicitly noted that the ruling did not call for a ceasefire. So it really didn't change much of the diplomatic dynamics that we've been seeing at the Security Council for the last several months now.
So whatever the result then, could Israel simply ignore any ruling or resolution?
It seems to be doing precisely that. Now, it's a provisional ruling. The final outcome of the question whether or not Israel is committing genocide against the Palestinians, as put forward by the application by South Africa, that's going to take years and years and years to adjudicate. So the idea is to try to get Israel to abide by these provisional measures to do really three things. One, take steps to prevent genocide. Two, stop the incitement of genocide. And three, allow more humanitarian aid into Gaza as well to improve the humanitarian situation.
People might be asking, why does it take so long? Why does the ICJ appear to move so slowly? I mean, what are the factors involved?
Well, listen, the wheels of justice at the ICJ do move very slowly. The most recent genocide case at the ICJ was in 2019 when the Gambia, its smallest African country, accused Myanmar of genocide against the Rohingya. That was 2019. It took the ICJ 4 years to decide whether or not it even had jurisdiction to decide the question, and the case is still ongoing. Genocide also is a very complicated and complex question of international law. There's a lot of legal intricacies going into deciding whether or not genocide is indeed occurring. So those two factors, just the structural way in which the ICJ operates, plus the tricky legal questions around genocide in particular, all combine to make this a really lengthy and drawn-out process that will take many years.
And let me ask you, what do you make of the situation with UNRA then? Because it's in a difficult position, but its work is so vital.
And you saw members of the U.S. State Department just this week reiterate how vital the work of UNRWA is, how it's irreparable and irreplaceable among humanitarian agencies in UNRWA, just at the moment that they were cutting funding to UNRWA. Now, it is the main player to the extent that limited aid is able to get into Israel, into Gaza via those two crossings that are opening. It is distributed by UNRWA within Gaza. And the humanitarian situation that is already perilous now will collapse nearly entirely by May, says UNRWA, if funding is not restored. It's a really, really heavy blow.
We'll have to leave it there. Mark Leon Goldberg, we appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thanks.